This is the first video in a new section where I'm going to introducing you a software architecture that is called clean architecture. Let's talk about why we need to care about using a architecture when we learn MVC development. Let's take a look at in our sales controller here. We have some logic in the sell method. Let's take a look. So we have two steps here. We are adding to the transaction data store. Second one is we're decreasing the quantity, and then we update the product. So there are multiple steps going on. Currently, we put these steps directly in the controller itself. That introduces a big problem. And what that is that we are coupling business logic inside technology, right? Right now, our technology is MVC, right? We're using MVC framework. Even inside ASP.NET Core, we have different ways to do things. For example, we have Razor pages, we have Blazor. So if you want to switch to Razor pages, if you want to switch to Blazor, without good architecture, you will find yourself rewriting these logic every time you want to change technology. A proper architecture will allow you to extract this logic into different components, and those components can be reused no matter which technology you choose to use. Even, for example, you create a application where you have a web interface that is created by MVC, for example, and then you have a mobile interface that's created by .NET MAUI. You can reuse those components. So you see why we need a good architecture. And traditionally, one of the best ways to extract these logic into components is the traditional layered architecture, where we have UI layer, we have business logic layer, data access layer, and then we have a database. Right, so the UI layer would be dependent on business logic would be dependent on data access layer. Data access layer finally depends on the database. And you can see that, the UI usually contains the framework. In this case, we're using MVC. Business logic layer has all of the extracted business logic. At least with the traditional layered architecture, our logic is no longer coupled with our technology, which is the UI layer here. It should be very well encapsulated in the business logic layer itself. But there are some problems with the traditional layered architecture. One of the things is that it's database centric. You can see that dependency goes all the way to database. We are thinking about database at the very beginning, and that carries through the development cycle. But it by itself is not a big problem, right? We very seldom switch data stores from database to any other way of storage. But it does happen. It does happen. The ideal way of having architecture is not allowing the architecture to be dependent on database. But that's not the main problem. The main problem of the traditional layer architecture is that because it's database centric, you will see that the database-centric idea is carried out in all of these layers, right? Maybe except the UI layer. So you would see database table names in here. You would see database table names in business logic. Therefore, when you look at a document, let's say this is the business requirement document, and then you look at the code, they don't actually correspond very well. That creates maintenance problems, right? You look at a requirement, you don't know where that requirement is implemented. Because in the business logic layer, all you find are database table names. And then there's a whole bunch of methods in each class that corresponds to database table names. So in other words, the design of the software doesn't actually reflect the intent of the application. That's where clean architecture comes to rescue. Clean architecture is a type of layer architecture, but it's not the traditional type of layer architecture. So let's search for clean architecture, and you can see this clean code blog and click into it. This is created by Uncle Bob, and his name is Robert Martin. So you can see this is still layers, although represents itself in an onion type of layer, but it's still layer, right? But when you look at this carefully, it's kind of weird, right? Because the database is outside. Database is outside. Entities we can understand. Those are the model classes, right? Model classes that we created. Use cases is one of the most important thing in clean architecture. It very well corresponds to the requirement document, to the point that if you write your requirement document with use cases, right? So let's say this requirement document has use case number 1, use case number 2, and use case number n. Then with clean architecture, you would find the implementations of use case 1, 2, 3, 4 until number n inside your use cases layer. So that solves the biggest problem that we have in the traditional layered architecture. With clean architecture, when we look at our code, we will be able to mapping requirement to implementations. And that helps us to maintain our applications in a very easy way. Right? So let's look at this again. We have the models classes in the middle. It doesn't depend on anything. It's really the core of the business. And then it has its application logic implemented in the use cases layer. Don't worry about the controllers, presenters, and gateways. But now let's look at this blue ring. This blue ring has UI, which this is understandable, right? The UI can be dependent. You see the arrow? This is dependency. UI can be dependent on use cases and model classes. But why database needs to be dependent on use cases? And what is the benefit of that? And how is it possible that databases can be dependent on use cases? Well, let's draw this diagram ourselves. So we have entities, and then we have our use cases over here. If we create interfaces, let's say this is a interface. When I say interface, I mean C# interfaces. Purpose of this interface is to retrieve data from a data store. Right? The use cases layer don't actually care about where the data is stored. It just has an interface that can be called by the use case itself, can be used by the use case itself. But whoever implements the interface, the use cases layer don't actually care. It's like Visual Studio. Visual Studio has a lot of interfaces, and the implementations of those interfaces are just called plugins. And that's why Visual Studio have so many different plugins, right? It can be plugged into Visual Studio to help to improve the functionality of Visual Studio itself, especially Visual Studio Code. Here, if we have a interface created on the use cases layer for retrieving data, then we can allow other people to create implementation of this interface. Like, for example, one developer can implement this interface to pull data from a file system. Another developer can implement this interface to pull data from database. And maybe another developer can implement this interface and pull data from a remote web API endpoint. Eventually, it is up to you, the developer who uses the use case, to decide which plugin to use, right? And who are the developer uses these use cases. In most cases, that is the developer who work on the final UI representation. And of course, in our system, you as the developer implement all of the layers. So you decide which data store plugin to implement. Is it file? Is it database? Is it web API? Is it in-memory data store? And you decide at what point to plug in which plugin into the system. You can see that when a database data store implements the interface, the database layer will be dependent on the use cases layer, because it is dependent on the interface that is created in the use case layer. So these are the two essential things of clean architecture. First one is use case driven, and the second thing is it is plugin based. And what is actually enabling the possibility of plugin base? It is creating interfaces, C# interfaces inside use cases layer. And then these plugins can be implemented when implementing interface. So the two essential things of clean architecture, first one is use case driven. Second one is plugin based. If this is not very clear, don't worry about it. It will become clear when I start coding. Okay, enough theory about clean architecture. I will see you in the next video.